So hello everyone, I welcome you all to The Concept YouTube channel. So today's topics are, first topic is related with unemployment in urban area. This topic is related with economy section. There is an interlinkage between gig economy, the role gig economy can play in reducing unemployment in India. Second is related with FATF. This topic is related with international relation, governor role, or we can say there is one example of partition approach of governor. So the question can be framed under paper 2 polity section about vaccine. This is a very important topic related with energy efficiency. Question can be framed under GS paper 3. There are many other small topics, and in the end I will give you the main question. So this session is presented by me. My name is Saurabh Pandey. If you are preparing for UPSC examination, you can join an academy. From today onwards, I am starting a very important optional, the optional which is high scoring, and it also opens an opportunity for Indian Forest Service exam as well. It will also help you in GS paper 3 and prelims section. So agriculture optional is starting from today. The class will be at 9:30 p.m. So you can join it. You can take the subscription of optional. You have to use this code SPLive. If you are using this code SPLive, the amount will reduce by 10%. There are other options. You can go for GS, all the general studies subjects, mains specific, prelims specific courses, and optional combo. You can take it for 1 year or 2 years. You can also go for iconic subscription, in which mentor is assigned to you. All these options are available. For example, if you are going for optional and GS iconic means mentor will be assigned to you. So for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you can go for this combo, and this will help you to carry out your preparation in a planned manner. So you can go for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. If you are using this code, this amount will reduce by 10%. So the subjects that you have to study, you can say around 20 subjects. If you will divide this amount by 20 subjects, like around 20 subjects you have to study in general studies, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, then essay paper, then is prelims specific courses, and plus optional. If you will divide, this amount will reduce very less, and in addition you will be provided a separate mentor. And again, if you are using this code, this amount will reduce to by 10%. This will be this much. So you can go for it if you are preparing for 2022 2023. You have to send your answer in this Telegram channel, that is daily dose with s. Pandey. You can download the PDF of this session from Telegram channel SP Current Affairs. So let's start the session. Very important session. First topic is related with quality gigs, a solution to urban unemployment. In this topic, which is again related with economy section, as I told you in the starting also, the topics that I will cover, and it is the topics that are related with different papers and modules. So I told you in the in starting only. So in this topic, we have to understand the problem of unemployment, the growing problem of unemployment in India. So take the case, many of the data, these data highlights that unemployment rate in India is rising. It was 6.51% in November to 9.06% for the month of December. The kind of development model that we followed was earlier, or presently that we follow, is kind of urban centric. It means we have ignored the rural areas. If the rural areas are ignored, it means we haven't done much to create employment opportunity in non-farming sectors. So most of the employment opportunities, if they are visible in rural areas, they are related with agriculture sector. The development model that we followed is basically urban centric. All business opportunities or employment opportunities was mainly related with the urban areas. And because of the pandemic, pandemic that is there, because of the pandemic, the business opportunities or the economic activities in urban areas reduced. Due to the reduction in the employment of economic activities, people people start migrating to rural areas because of the lockdown and increasing cost of living in urban areas. People migrating to rural areas. In urban areas, the job opportunities slowly reduced, and we didn't focus in rural areas to develop employment in non-farm sectors. So this problem, because of these problems, the unemployment rate in India is continuously rising. In rural areas, you have a separate scheme, Manrega scheme, which provides 100 days employment. No such schemes is there in urban areas. It means most of the people who are living in urban areas, who don't have source of livelihood, or they are dependent on different small businesses or hospitality sector, because many of the sectors have been impacted because of the pandemic. So such people who were involved, or who were we can say they were engaged in such areas which were early growing, means before pandemic they were growing, but now because of the pandemic their growth has been affected. Most of the people, or the employees who are working in such areas like hospitality or other sectors, most of the people are unemployment. There is no urban employment guarantee schemes, unlike Narega or Manrega in rural areas. So there is a suggestion that we should come up with urban guarantee employment urban guarantee employment act kind of thing, which ensures employment in the urban areas. So in urban areas, continuously the people from the urban areas, they are migrating to rural areas, and because of this migration, the demand for job is increasing, and the government in rural basically in rural areas, related with the for example the government, state government or the district administration, they are trying to meet the demand of job by using this scheme called as Narega or Manrega. As per many of the reports, the demand is continuously increasing. The work demand is continuously increasing. Certain facts they highlight that the allocated amount of 8,64,000 crore for Narega scheme, around 90% of this amount has already been consumed or used because of the continuous increase of work demand in rural areas. People from the urban areas, they have migrated to the rural areas, and this has resulted into increase in demand for the work. Nearly 13% of the 75 million household that demanded work. Just for meeting the demand of 13% of 75 million household that demanded work, 90% of this amount has been consumed. In several Indian cities, because of the pandemic, many of the business opportunities have been lost. Many gig platforms like Swiggy, Uber, Ola, they are getting the opportunity to grow. Many workers who used to work in different industries or factories, or they were part of micro, small, medium enterprises. Now they are working in these gig platforms in the form of delivery boy or in other format. So these gig platforms, they actually provide a new kind of employment. They are providing a new kind of employment, and these employment opportunities somehow helping the other people who were earlier unemployed. They are getting the opportunity of getting employed. At the same point of time, they are getting the opportunity to earn their source of livelihood. If they are earning certain amount, this also help to generate demand in the urban areas. So gig platforms, they are playing an important role to end or to reduce unemployment in urban areas. With no urban equivalent to Narega on horizon, it means there is no scheme similar to Narega on Manrega in urban areas. Because of this fact, these gig platforms, they are playing again a very important role in generating source of employment or source of livelihood in urban areas. As of now, there exists no authoritative estimate on the total number of gig workers. So what is the responsibility of the government? The government responsibility is to provide support to these platforms. At the same point of time, it need to assure that the workers or the employees who are working in these platforms, their rights are protected. Over-regulation need to be avoided, and when required, a partnership with this platform can be established. Means the government and these platforms can carry out certain steps or partnership to implement employment related flagship schemes, so that job opportunities can be generated. Take the case of Swiggy's street food vendor program under PM Swanidhi, as per which certain amount is paid in the form of loan to the street vendors. So PM Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi schemes, to implement or we can say to make this scheme successful, Swiggy can play a important role. So such partnership need to be promoted. Limited fiscal space and growing need to fuel the country consumption base. This is also a very important fact, because if there is a high unemployment in urban areas, this will also impact the demand, economic demand in the urban areas. Urban area, we call it as a growth engine. More than 60% or more contribution in GDP is by the urban areas. So if there is a less demand in the urban economy, it can impact not only the urban economy, but it can also impact Indian economy as well. So to sustain the Indian economy, it is required to generate demand for different products and services which are being produced and served in the urban areas. For that, certain amount or disposable income is required, and to generate the demand or to provide certain amount, this is again required that employment opportunity for the people or those youth living in urban areas, they have the employment opportunity. Under this consideration, gig platforms are playing a very important role. A symbiotic relationship can be established between the government and these gig platforms. We are living in an era which we call it as industrial revolution, fourth industrial revolution, which is a digital revolution. In this digital revolution, everything is getting digitized, and these digitized platforms in the different forms, they are visible in different forms. So we need to take into consideration that if required, certain regulation is made, over regulation is avoided, evaluation and collaboration, and gig workers are recognized, their labor rights are recognized. Such steps need to be ensured, and employment opportunity with greater partnership between gig platforms and the government can be generated. Next is black and gray. This is again an important topic related with FATF, Financial Action Task Force. This Financial Action Task Force, in the comment section, please let me know when this FATF was established, and how many members are there in FATF, which two organizations are part of FATF. So the recent meeting of FATF will be held in January only, and it will analyze whether Pakistan has taken any step to curb money laundering and to avoid terrorist financing, whether Pakistan is taking any step or has taken any step. Already Pakistan is in grey list. If it avoids any step, like there are many terrorist organization or terrorist in Pakistan, if Pakistan is not taking any steps related to these individuals or terrorist organization, it can be put under blacklist. If it is put under the blacklist, then it may it may suffer many of the sanctions as well. At the same point of time, investment will be affected. It will not be able to take loan from international institutions. So somehow the organization as a whole, if this organization as a whole, which again considers or which we can say plays an important role to avoid money laundering or to limit money laundering or to limit terrorist financing. So if these organizations include Pakistan in the blacklist, somehow the economy of the Pakistan will also be affected. Once you talk about India, India has a concern. Why India has a concern? Because if we see in past, the Pakistan avoided steps that need to be taken by the Pakistan agencies or judicial system. For example, recently it has overturned, it has a Pakistan court decision to overturn the conviction of Al-Qaeda leader Ahmad Omar Sheikh Saeed. This person, he was released. He was responsible for IC 81499 we can say airplane hijacking. He was also responsible for 2002 murder of American journalist Daniel Pearl. So because of the steps taken by the Pakistani agencies, even the judiciary, like their responsibility was to convict such person, to put such people behind the bar, but somehow due to lack of will to put or we can say to convict such people, somehow the steps that need to be taken by the Pakistan are not taken. As a result, that the visibility of terrorist or the visibility of terrorist organization in Pakistan is continuously increasing. So FATF may consider the steps taken by the Pakistan, and Pakistan also need to consider that if it is not taking any step, it may put under the under blacklist, and which can further impact its reputation and its economy as well. Next is about the governor role. This is again a very important topic related with GS paper 2 under polity section. So when you talk about governor plays a very important role. It acts as a bridge between center and state. Now we also need to understand that the governor office also has certain constitutional responsibility. It also has certain autonomy. Governor cannot opt a partition approach. Governor cannot directly show its inclination towards the center, because although it acts as a bridge between center and state, but it should not behave as an agent of a central government. It is again a very important aspect. So governor is a constitutional office. Recently, Kerala governor Arif Muhammad Khan, he used his powerful oratory or speaking skill to defend the center and question the state on the sensitive topic. Either you take the case of Citizenship Amendment Act, or you take the case of this case like farmers bill. Kerala government recently has asked for the special session. In that special session, the Kerala government wanted to bring a resolution against the farm bills. These farm bills, although we can say many of the state government, they have certain concern, because agriculture is a state subject. So every state has the jurisdiction on the agriculture, and if parliament is formulating a law related to subject which are mentioned in the state list, certain apprehension arise in the mind of the state government. So because of such jurisdictional tussle or legislative tussle, we can say somehow the federalism is disrupted, or the situation of conflict is arising between the state and the center. So two questions arises. One is related with the governor, whether the governor can play certain roles, whether the governor can take decisions or steps to avoid the conflict between center and states. It means can government cancel certain sessions which are being called to criticize the farm bills, and these farm bills are central laws, the laws which are being passed by the parliament itself. So these consideration need to be taken. Second is about the jurisdictional issue, whether the state government, as they have the right to formulate the law which are mentioned, formulate the law on subjects which are mentioned in the state list in the 7th schedule of the constitution. So if the central government has formulated any law which also linked with the subject mentioned in the state list, under such consideration there can be a legislative or conflict related with legislative, we can say legislative jurisdiction between state and the center. So all these points need to be considered, and the state government of Kerala has also highlighted that they want to bring this resolution because agriculture is a state subject, and the law which is passed by the parliament, it has been passed in haste, and it was not recommended to or referred to the standing committee of the parliament. Next topic is related with hasty approval, means it is both the articles are related with vaccine trial. Again, this is an important thing. You can use these arguments related with vaccine. First is Covishield and Covaxin. This vaccine is being manufactured by the Serum Institute of India, and this vaccine is being manufactured by the Bharat Biotech. Now it is being claimed that the approval which has been given to these two institutes for the emergency use of these two vaccines require a relook, because the transparency in data sharing means certain clinical trials has been done, and the steps that need to be taken to carry out the clinical trial need to be means the data related to it need to be highlighted. Also the data related with the samples to be made public. Also larger data need to be created to see the side effect of such vaccines. The same questions can be arised, or we can say same questions can arise for the we can say for the vaccines that are being manufactured by companies like Pfizer or Moderna. But such argument, when you start questioning the vaccines which are being produced in India and by the Indian company, somehow it will result into what we call it as a vaccine hesitancy. People will develop a doubt. People will develop a doubt about such vaccine, whether they will be efficient, or the vaccine has the efficacy which is required, because around 70% of efficiency is being claimed by these vaccines in comparison to Pfizer or Moderna, which claims around 90% of the efficiency. So somehow what will happen, mistrust will develop in the mind of the people, and even if we have sufficient number of doses of these vaccine, people will hesitate in taking such a vaccine, which may result in vaccine hesitancy, and we may turn into what we call it as a market for because of this vaccine hesitancy, we can turn as a market for the vaccine produced by the foreign company. So all these points have been are mentioned, so you need to see. Next is about the embracing energy efficiency. To download the PDF of this session, you need to visit Telegram channel SP Current Affairs. SP Current Affairs. All these topics which we are discussing are there in today's paper only. So you need to consider this point. And this topic is again very important. It can come under economy. Very important topic. This is related with electricity rights of consumer rule 2020. In India, if you talk about India, Indians are facing large population faces energy poverty. It means there is a very limited access to energy. Many people or large population, large part of the population is not able to access the energy, which may result into what we call it as energy poverty. So government has formulated this rule called as Electricity Rights of Consumer Rules 2020. It means if the distribution companies fails to perform as per certain set standards, then the company may be liable to compensate consumer in case of the violation of these standards. This will result into the efficient functioning of these companies, and they will also take steps for the proper distribution of power. Although this rule is well intentioned, but there are certain limitation on part of Indian distribution companies. For example, the amount paid by the state government is not on timely basis. There is a drop in payment rate. Consumer are struggling to pay their bills. They are not able to pay their bill, and at this point of time, if the proper payment is not made to the distribution companies, somehow what will happen, it will not be able to finance its functioning, and which may further affect their performance of their functions. This is again a very important point that you have to understand. Second is next aspect that has been highlighted about the increasing electricity consumption, which may double by 2030. Household buy more electric appliance. People are buying more electric appliance. So the focus should be to buy such appliances which are energy efficient, means the consumption of electricity is comparatively very less. Like in case of AC, fridge, you have 5-star AC, and these types of electric appliances are there, but there is need to increase their availability and affordability, as these appliances are costly, so people avoid buying these appliances, but there is need to increase their availability and affordability. Also consumer need to be made aware about the about energy efficiency, as people start using energy efficient appliances, this will help these companies to perform their functions effectively. Also the consumer rights will be respected, as the gap between the demand and supply will be very less. The gap between demand and supply will be very less. By using energy efficient appliances, the demand will reduce, and with sufficient supply, the demand can be met. Schemes like Ujala can be formulated for other appliances as well, because presently under Ujala scheme, LED bulbs have been distributed, which has resulted in the reduction of carbon emission by nearly 82 million tons. Similar schemes can be brought up for other appliances as well. Also we need to see, or we can say also we need to analyze the consumption pattern on real time basis. Next is repeal law permitting seizure of livestock. Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court. So recently Honorable Supreme Court asked Center to delete its 3-year-old law which allowed seizure and subsequent confiscation of livestock from people who depended on these animals. So if any of person found doing cruelty or not able to respect the animal rights, then there is a possibility of confiscation and seizure of these livestock by the concerned person. So Honorable Court has asked to repeal such law. Next is about India to aim at reformed multilateralism. This is again also important because recently it has been, like you all are aware, that India to become non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council. As a non-permanent member, of United Nations Security Council, India wants or aims for a reformed multilateralism. Multilateralism means there are certain groups like you have SAARC, SCO, so they work under a multilateral principles. Like if you are using the word bilateral, it means between the two countries. Multilateral means more than two countries are involved, and they worked under certain rules, regulation, norms, and the concern of all the members are taken into consideration in multilateral forums, and the principles which increases the efficiency of these multilateral forums need to be followed and need to be implemented. So India always aims to bring a reformed multilateralism as a part of United Nations Security Council. It wants to become the voice of the developing countries. At the same point of time, it also wants to raise its voice against the common enemies of humanity like terrorism or climate change, peacekeeping, peace building, maritime security, women and youth, especially in conflict situation, technology with human face. Many of the issues which are of concern of the developing countries will be taken into consideration by the India as a part of non-permanent member. India also wants that reform need to be made. It means the representative character of United Nations Security Commission need to be enhanced, and it can only be done if India become the permanent member of United Nations Security Council. Next is about the Central Vista project. So Honorable Court will today Honorable Court will pronounce judgment on Central Vista project. So after that we will discuss about it. Central Vista project is related with the with the creation of new or we can say with the construction of new parliamentary building and new central secretariat building. So there are many ecological concern has been raised. So Honorable Court will pronounce its judgment today. Let's see the question: what role gig economy can play in reducing unemployment in urban area? You can send your answer by 5:30 p.m. Don't miss to send your answer if you want to consider your answer for answer writing championship. Your answer, if your answer is best, then we will discuss your answer in today's session at 10 p.m. under answer writing championship. Yesterday question, the best answer was of Rani. So you can also become answer writing champion. Let's see. Don't forget to join Unacademy. I am launching agriculture optional from today onwards. It's a very important optional. It will also open opportunity for Indian Forest Service. Highly scoring optional. You can check the paper of 2019. Check the paper one. Okay, just go through the paper 1. After completing paper 2, I will go for paper 1. So don't miss the session. The class will be from 9:30 p.m. Use the code SP Live to join. I request each of you, don't forget to press the subscribe button and bell icon button to get the notification, and share the session with your friends and press the like button. Thank you everyone, and let's crack it.